Let's start with dual mode video. Very good for vlogging. We got a little trip with the family, so I'll be able to check video performance of this mid-range device from Xiaomi. Facing camera, 20 megapixel, 1080p, 30 frames per second. And I have to show you something, guys, because a local community here in Telford are helping Ukraine, and you need to see this. It was great to see people helping, but let's move on to camera. This is ultra wide angle stabilization, 1080p, 30 frames per second. Not bad at all. But let's switch on to main sensor. This can shoot 4K, 30 frames per second. It's not perfect, but it's not bad. This phone doesn't have optical image stabilization, just bear that in mind. ×2. 4K 30 frames per second. Again, I like the colors, very natural. Xiaomi and Poco tend to have loads of saturation, but not in this scenario. So I'm going to take a few more pictures of those volunteers helping Ukraine, and we're going to have a look at the quality. Well, let's go and check on steady mode. This is 1080p, 30 frames per second. And it's looking okay. Well, let me do some running. Okay. Now it's time to check zoom capabilities during recording. So this is ultra wide angle. Let's switch to the main sensor. ×3 and all the way up to ×6. And to be honest, quality is not bad at all. Let's quickly have a look at some features. I like the Pro mode. You are capable of shooting RAW, which is pretty impressive for mid-range device. Also, you can add contrast, sharpness, etc. When you move on to settings, you can pick 64 megapixel, add some filters. The list goes on and on. When you shoot video, you've got all the resolution, 4K, 30 frames per second as well, macro mode, tracking motion. Brilliant, I really like that. But let's move on to portrait photography, which is always a great feature. And then you got loads of options for your night mode, long exposure. Brilliant. Okay, what I like about this, you can use different filters when you're shooting videos, so black and white if you fancy that, not bad. By the way, if you are enjoying this video, smash the like if you haven't already. But let's take some pictures and see the quality. But let's have a look at the video macro, and you wouldn't tell this was shot on a smartphone. Look at the quality, really impressed. But let's have a look at some pictures. Just to remind you guys, I don't use any external microphone or do any extra color grading on this footage, so all you can hear and see is coming from this device. Hope you enjoyed this episode. I really like this Xiaomi Mi device, new edition. And what do you think? Would you consider buying one? This is actually one of my favorite mid-range devices. However, A52s is still the king in my opinion, but I will be making a full camera comparison so you can tell which one is actually better. Thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed this episode. Catch you in the next one. Cheers.